All right, so we're back, and so let's do another little practice problem here, and just to refresh our stuff, right? And so these are things that you can do, and hopefully you're taking some practice problems from the text, but also use them in text. So let's take a look at number 3.14 on page 111 if you use this one. So this problem asks us, there's this Florida student survey data file on the book's website, correlation between the outcome, or Y is going to be political ideology. And we also find that there's X, and this is going to be, let's see, reading the newspaper. So how many times? And so I kind of like this one because I recently started reading the paper. I read the LA Times for the news that matters to me, and the New York Times. I don't read it like cover to cover, but like some basic headlines just to know what's going on. I tend to prefer print media, so I selected this one because of that. So based off of this, right, we have this R value. R equals negative 0.07, right? So part A asks us, would you call this association strong or weak? So what do you guys think? What would you think if we look at these two numbers, right, and we have like this correlation value, what would your conclusion be? So look at this though. So this is, yes, it is negative, right? We see it's very slight, but look how close this is to 0, right? It's pretty damn close. So we would say that this is a weak association. Not very strong at all because this value is very close to 0, right? So we would say there's not much going on between one's political ideology and how many times per week someone uses the paper. So not really anything. So political ideology, and newspaper, not a good predictor. Not a good predictor for reading the newspaper. Or reading the newspaper doesn't seem to predict one's political ideology, right? In this example, right? Now, part B asks a different question. And that's asking the correlation between political ideology and religiosity. So attendance of service. So it's asking us about political ideology and religiosity, church attendance, or a mosque or synagogue or whatever temple, whatever works for you, right? And we have a new R value of 0.58. So for this sample, right, like what would we say, right? Which one has a stronger association with political ideology? So this, we would say, the answer to this one is going to be, I'm going to say religiosity. Because it has a much higher correlation value, R value. So if we look back into the notes that I have, right, this would be a moderate positive relationship. Remember here, the sign here just indicates which direction it is, right? But we look at the absolute value, so the actual value here, that tells us like the degree of the relationship. So just keep that in mind whenever you solve these kinds of problems. So feel free to do a few more practice ones on your own here, but hopefully it gives you an idea of how to kind of walk through what's going on.